If you want to apply for postgraduate school or postgraduate admission or postgraduate program in the UK, you need to write a statement of purpose. Some people call it statement of purpose, some people call it statement of intent, some people call it personal statement. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing my SOP. I'm going to be sharing my statement of purpose that I used to get into a Russell Group University in the UK. So if you want to know more about how I was able to get into the Russell Group University, please keep on watching.
Omawunmi Abimbola Oshinubi. Bulat Singh Halagi Nilushka Pereira.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omomi aka Petite Diva, and I am a University of Nottingham alumni and also a Developing Solutions Scholarship Award winner. In this educational series, I'll be sharing everything about how to apply to the UK, experiences as an international student, tips and tricks to make your stay in the UK more enjoyable, and other things that would help you achieve your dream of having a global education in the UK. Now, I initially thought I was going to be able to share two of my SOP, but I will just be sharing one and just tell you about the techniques that, or rather the structure of the my SOP and how to write an SOP like my SOP, because I've used this structure to help people gain over 20 admission, people of different background, educational background, experience. So this structure works. Basically, SOP is supposed to sell yourself, tell them a bit about yourself, tell them a bit about what you gained over the years or what you gained while you are a student. So let's get into the way I write my own SOP, and I've used to help people write their own SOP. People are paying 20,000 naira, 10,000 naira just to get people to write SOP because it can be daunting. It can be a bit stressful to write it, especially when you don't have an idea of what to do. So here is me reading and explaining the concept behind my SOP. So I started with having a heading, my statement of intent. You can put statement of purpose, personal statement as the heading. I wrote, according to UNICEF, Nigeria's national maternity mortality rate in 2008 was 840 in 100,000 births. This World Health statistics is alarming and frightening. As a future mother, I would love to give birth to healthy babies and be alive to see them grow up, and I know that that is the wish of most women. Sadly, some mothers have not been given that chance. So I started with a problem statement. I also started with statistics. So if you're using statistics, you use World organizations that are in charge of all those kind of things, like UNICEF, WHO, if you're talking about health or educational education or stuff. So the appropriate organization to whatever you are talking about. So for me, I'm a health person. This is public health. I'm a pharmacist. So this is what those are the kind of association or organization that I would refer to the statistics, because they are the international organization that are affiliated or in charge of health issues all over the world. The next paragraph. I had the opportunity to visit an orphanage with the Young Women Christian Association some years ago, and it was a really emotional experience. While I was there, I met children who were motherless as a result of maternal mortality at birth. I was sad and tearful because the children would never have the opportunities of knowing their mothers. I was angry because I knew that something could be done to prevent maternal mortality. No woman should die at childbirth. So what I did was I made it personal. I made the problem statement personal. I gave a personal experience of the impact maternal mortality rate has on people and kind of the impact it had on me. So you can relate the problem statement to something that has affected you personally, or something you've personally seen, and how it motivated you or how it impacted you. In this case, it impacted me. It made me angry, it made me sad. It was an impact seeing that. And I also made it personal by saying I went to a motherless baby home, or I went to it was actually an SOS orphanage. So the point was to make it personal a bit. The next paragraph was actually too long for a paragraph. It should have been divided into two. A lecture on the aims and objectives of public health, ways on achieving these objectives, and the endless possibilities that pharmacists had in improving the well-being of the populace while in my final year in the School of Pharmacy spurred up my interest in obtaining a master's degree in public health. I knew my pharmacy degree was not going to be enough to equip me with the knowledge and skills that I could use to help achieve health protection, health and social care quality, and health improvement in my country. So I talked about the fact that we were taught a bit about public health in pharmacy school. But I also talked about the fact that the small knowledge and skill that I gained in undergraduate, is not sufficient to make me more knowledgeable in public health, and will not allow me to be able to have the skills and knowledge to be able to add to whatever is being done in Nigeria to improve the health situation, more focusing on health equality. Like I said health and social care quality, help achieve health protection, because you need to have some certain more knowledge on public health to be able to work in some certain places. Even if you are working there, the fact that you might need more knowledge and skills to be able to actually achieve the aims that the organization is trying to achieve. So I related it to my undergraduate degree, and I also related it to what I wanted to achieve using the skills and knowledge that I gained from the master's program. Now, in that same paragraph, which is why I said it should have been different, I now wrote my undergraduate research as a pharmacy student in Olabisi Onabanjo University involved the determination of the sensitivity of bacteria implicated in urinary tract infection to antibiotics, where I gained research skills in retrieving samples, conducting and inoculating bacteria, and Kabibara method of determining antibiotic sensitivity in microbiology. So why did I talk about this? I talked about it to show that I've been involved in research, because sometimes they want to know that you've done things in your undergraduate. So the skills and knowledge that you gain from your undergraduate is sometimes required just to sell yourself. Like from there, they will know that, okay, I did research, I did my project, I gained skills and knowledge that would help me while doing my master's program. So basically, you just try to sell yourself, sell the knowledge that you gained. Just talk about a bit of knowledge that you gained in undergrad and your research project. So just to show that you have the skills and it is appropriate to what you want to study. So the next paragraph. I have had the opportunity to work in Emzor Pharmaceutical Limited as an industrial trainee, where I gained production supervisory skills, good manufacturing production knowledge, quality control and assurance skills and knowledge. I have also worked in a variety of community pharmacies as an industrial trainee, intern pharmacist, and a superintendent pharmacist, where I was able to gain proper drug dispensing, leadership and managerial skills. I carried out rational drug use counseling, conducted various screening tests like blood pressure checkup, body mass index monitoring, and gave talks to members of the public, including school children, on preventive health care. The purpose of this paragraph is to talk about my experience. So I started with the first experience I had in the whole of pharmacy, which was my industrial training, which I did at EMSA Pharmaceutical. It's a pharmaceutical company that does production and also distribution and importation. So I talked about that. I kind of gave an overview of where I've worked over the years, because the time between my undergrad and my postgrad, I had about 6 years of experience. I think so. Yeah, I've had about 6 years of experience. So I just did an overview of my work experience. Sometimes you might not have that. Some people go from NYC, if you're in Nigeria, they go from NYC straight to masters, but you still have the NYC experience. And some people don't have internship. In pharmacy, medicine, most healthcare profession, you do 1 year internship where you get some more knowledge and hands-on knowledge and skills. So if you are a pharmacist or medical doctor or lab scientist or nurse, you can talk about that if you are going from NYC straight to postgraduate. But basically, you just talk about your experience, what you've done, just give an overview, but try to sell yourself. Get it? Everything is selling myself. So I've sold myself as in, okay, I gave the personal impact, personal experience. I've also sold myself as in, I talked about my undergrad, how I got to know about public health and the what public health can achieve in a country. I talked about the skills that I gained during my research. Now I'm talking about the skills that I gained as the result of my work, and also talking about the things I've done in my previous establishment. I'm now going to read the next paragraph. So I got to fully understand the objectives of public health working at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, Uyo Akwa Ibom, as a youth corps member and a full-time employee. I have had the opportunity of seeing how educating patients on ways to prevent diseases like diabetes, hypertension, and the need for antenatal visits could improve their health. I was able to improve on my patient counseling skills while carrying out unit dose dispensing system. I noticed that a lot of adverse effects were avoided and the incidence of therapy failure was greatly reduced as a result of proper patient counseling when I worked in the antiretroviral drug pharmacy unit. So again, now I'm hyping on the public health impact, the impact of carrying out public health intervention. But I'm now talking about what I was doing presently at that time, because I was working at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital. So I talked about, and also talked about the fact that I worked there as a youth corps and now full-time employee. So talking about that is just letting them know that I've seen what it can do, with the little public health knowledge that I have and skills that I have, I've seen the impact, I've seen what it can do. So this is now making me more motivated to apply for the program. So you would relate what you have done to the impact that your course can achieve and how you've seen it. So you're trying to sell yourself that you're already in the system, you just need to go a bit further. Now the next paragraph. I know that a Master's of Public Health degree will equip me with the knowledge and skills that I can use to contribute to the development of adequate policies that will not only be feasible on paper, but in reality too. This will ensure that the vital aims of public health are achievable in Nigeria. Now I'm starting to talk about why in full I want to do the Master's program. So you will talk about the aims, the objective of achieving the master's program, or whatever the course you are going to achieve. What is the impact of the course? And then you begin to talk about the fact that the knowledge you gain can help you achieve it in your country, because one person cannot achieve it, but at least it can help the country as a whole achieve the aims of public health. Like now, we want the universal health coverage, but it's not just going to be only one country that can do it. Everybody has to be involved, and they need people that are knowledgeable and skilled in the universal health coverage to work together with like WHO and UN. So getting more knowledge in those skills would help you position yourself better to help the country and the world at large. So now I'm going to talk more about the program. I viewed the Masters of Public Health program at University of Nottingham as the best graduate program for me, because I know that I will be able to obtain the skills and knowledge required in achieving my goal of ensuring that my community has access to a lot of preventative care. The Masters of Public Health program will grant me access to courses like research method in epidemiology with basic statistics, evaluation techniques, healthcare system management, introduction to health promotion, which are vital in the proper determination of epidemiology of prevalent diseases, obtain accurate statistics of diseases, and accurate management of healthcare policies developed. It will also equip me with the skills that I can use in designing health campaigns to help tackle the high prevalence of maternal mortality rate, among other health issues in my country. One thing I should have stated is that before you apply for a master's course, you should know what the aim of the course, or the aim of the course. Like, this is public health. You should know what public health does in the world. You should know the aims and what's the objectives of public health interventions and the rest. You should have an idea of what you are going to study, not just jump. That's why you have to explain how you got to know about it. And also, before you apply to any school, you have to look at the school and look at the program in the school. So you read everything about the program, from the explanation of what it's all about, how the school is, everything, the lecturers and the courses. You read the modules, you find out what it's all about. Because like now, this is all about the master program. I'm not talking about the courses that I'm going to attend, the modules. It's called modules there, but then I was calling it courses because that's what we know. But most of the time you see modules. So I listed the modules that were really interesting to me, and the ones that I wanted to apply to, or the ones I wanted to enroll for. And I also talked about what I would gain. Most of the time on the website, the school website, you will see the modules and what you are going to learn, what you are going to gain, the skills and knowledge. So you have an idea of what you are going to learn. And so that was what I wrote. And I wrote about the fact that learning all these things would help me achieve this aim that I wanted. And I went back to the maternal mortality rate, because that was my focus of my application, focus of this statement of purpose. You cannot go from maternal mortality rate to smoking or something and talking about that. You started with maternal mortality rate. So if you are going to choose a problem statement, make that problem statement the whole, or problem, make it the problem for the whole essay. Don't go jumping. I added other health issues like a bracket, a large covering, or large. Just made it vague, but I was focused more on the maternal mortality rate. And during my course, I also wrote an essay on focusing on maternal mortality rate. I believe that by acquiring the relevant knowledge in healthcare priority setting and public health leadership, I will be relevant in local, national, and international healthcare development plan, and be able to achieve my career objectives of helping to reform the preventive healthcare system in my country. Now I'm talking about what I feel I'll be able to achieve by going to the school. So it will help me in my career objective, and it will also help the world, or help my country in this case. So impact, personal impact, and national impact. Most of the time they want you to talk about how you want to impact in people's life. They don't want you to come and learn something in their country and say, I'm a master student. Are you going to have impact on other people? This is not about gaining education. And also they want to see how it's going to help you achieve your career goals, because at the end of the day they want you to be a leader in your career. Because when you're a leader in your career, they'll be like, oh girl, that girl went to our school, that girl is an alumni, that boy is an alumni. Like the WHO DG is an alumni of University of Nottingham, and I think he studied public health in Nottingham. So anyway, that's what they want. They want to see how it's going to help you achieve your career goals and make you have a global impact or national impact, depending on what your focus is. Then I now talked about myself a bit. I'm selling myself as a person to the university. So the next paragraph is all about that. My strengths lie in my diligence, eagerness to work hard, creative mind, capacity to think independently, team playing spirit, and in my strong motivation to make a change. I'm convinced that I have what it takes to be an asset to your graduate program as a graduate student. So I talked about what I am as a person. Please don't lie. If you don't have eagerness to work hard, don't lie. Well, most people will write it. But personally, I am one that likes to work hard. I like to work hard and I like to see results. I hate when I work hard and I don't see results. It can be very demeaning. And I have a strong motivation to make a change, which is one of the reasons why I do these videos, because I saw that a lot of people are doing some things and I just said, okay, let me just put myself out there and help people. So you are supposed to sell yourself. This is the way I like to structure SOP. Some people structure it in a different way, but basically this whole thing is that all I've read and how the structure is, the aim or the theme of each paragraph will still be written like in the SOP, but it might be written in different ways. And now I'm going to end with, I look forward to being associated with your university, as the qualification I shall obtain would be respected and valued all over the world. Attending class with other students from around the world whose different perspective would also add to my experience. Thank you for taking the time to read my desire to make a change in my country and the world at large. And I ended with my name. So basically, I just talked about getting a qualification from the school will make me would be respected. And seriously, when people see University of Nottingham, they're like, oh, Russell Group. Oh my goodness, they see University of London and Russell Group, and they see most UK universities, they all like, oh, UK university, that's nice and everything. This part, it depends on how you want to sell the school. Sometimes, so I hype the research quality of the school. I hype that it is a school that international students choose, because there are some schools that there are very few international students there, and there are some schools that there are a lot of international students, so you don't feel out of place, which is one thing that some people will look for, so that they don't get homesick or feel overwhelmed with every other thing. So basically that part, you are supposed to hype the school. I didn't really hype the school in this essay, but the others I've written for some people or helped some people to write, we hype this school, especially if they don't have as much experience as I do. That's another thing. If you don't have much experience to be able to list all these things that I have listed, you might just take more words. You might use more words to hype the school and talk about why you want to go to the school and what the school would do for you. I hope you people are able to understand the structure of a personal statement or SOP. So the concept is still the same, but the words will be different. One tip to note when writing your SOP is to check your grammar. Reading this SOP, I just noticed that I made some grammatical mistake, but it was not that bad. Now I will not send this SOP without going through Grammarly. Grammarly is a writing app or writing website. They have an app and they have a website. You just have to sign in and everything. So that will help you check your grammar. If you pay for the paid service, you will be able to get more academic writing, business writing, help, and everything that you need. So I would advise that after writing your SOP, please check it with Grammarly. It will help you not make grammatical blunders. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. I have loads and loads of educational series to share with you guys so that you are able to plan ahead and you have the best experience while in the UK as an international student. So please remember to subscribe by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.
I'm getting forget. Everybody know I'm a visual. Yeah, I kill it cold like a criminal. I'm everybody's type, but nobody can deny. Yes, you know I get it, I'm getting forget. Yeah, I'ma bring the